What's going on, guys? It's Chad, back on some more Modern Warfare 3, just better. Dude, Alexis and I were cleaning so much shit right now, because we still literally have, like, excess stuff left over in the house from, like, 2020, 2021. I'll go in the drawers and shit like that I haven't opened in, like, months. I didn't even remember that I had this. And I miss free-for-all, now that I'm looking down at the bottom left, where, like, they don't even have team colors on it. Just a bunch of white, gray text. I like that. It makes me miss free-for-all. So Activision actually did something right today. They ended up sending out another cease and desist. Now, usually when we were hearing cease and desist, everybody was like, oh, shit, whoever that happened to is probably in trouble. And usually it was like, you know, they're shutting down some shit that actually makes sense to shut down, you know, since all of those servers were completely fine for so long. Kind of expected it. Cease and desists aren't all bad. Sometimes they make complete sense. Sometimes they're just, you know, typical things that you just gotta do. Other times it's a bit more targeted and personal. This time around, they're sending cease and desists to multiple cheat providers. Hacks, exploits, all that shit, engines, whatever you want to call them. It's so difficult to, like, call it properly by what it is, hacking, exploiting, and stuff like that, just because there's so many different forms of this shit, and there's, like, varying degrees of, like, severity with it. Call of Duty cheat providers Mobius and Ghost Aim have said that they're shutting down their operations after Activision sent them a cease and desist. Obviously, that's not going super viral because people expect them to do this. What's crazy, though, is that the biggest provider out there is still going. Now, given I've seen a lot less of this stuff, like, it's a way less blatant. Even though I haven't played recently, like, even on the live streams that I've been watching, like, even the people that are highly rated, they run into some people here and there, but it's not nearly as egregious as it was back on Warzone 1, for example. I'd say that it's basically around, like, the same as it was for, like, multiplayer cheating, or hacking, or exploiting, or whatever, where it seems like there are definitely people that did it, but they also didn't want to have to go and pay for the game to go into multiplayer just to get banned type of shit. So reduced it a little bit, but did not stop it by any means. I mean, that's just crazy right there. I mean, that's just terrible connection. I don't even know what to say. Multiple bullets go through this guy as he's lagging. First potential look at Vondel. A new Warzone map has been shared early on Spinnin' Records, Sound of Vondel. Also, the image reveals that they are dropping the 2.0 from Warzone in their logo. Yeah, they also changed the font, it looks like, unless it's just from low quality, but, like, usually it's not like these hard edges like this around the edges here. This looks very blocky. Yeah, logo font seems to have changed. Yeah, it looks a little different. It's usually, like, rounded on the edges. Now it's got, like, hard cuts. Not that that's, like, a big deal or anything, but one thing I will point out, it's super fun. Guys, our shit is dying. We need a logo. Along with the facelift that we're gonna have to give our entire game series after this massive failure, we also need a new logo. I don't know, maybe they felt like they needed to go and pay one of the designers or some shit. And I mean, hey, trust me, I think that they should get paid. But man, changing your logo is not gonna help. Dropping the 2.0 is a smart idea, though. Changing the font I don't get it. I mean, to be honest, knowing Activision, they probably didn't pay anybody shit. It literally just did actually pick a different font. There's no way that somebody actually sat there like that. You are dogs. I've never seen this amount of assassin when this game was at its peak. Very good idea to drop the 2.0 from it, though, because, you know, you guys calling it Warzone 2, Modern Warfare 2, all that shit, you guys got to distance yourself from that. You guys have tarnished the name. Modern Warfare 2 used to be such a nice, prestigious title for them. Now they literally have to avoid it like the plague. Look at the connection, man. Old Call of Duties were so funky. Dude, I haven't played Street Fighter 6 that much yet, but dude, the amount of ass I am seeing on my timeline from this game is absurd. I thought Dead or Alive was just egregious with it. The proportion and shapes are just literally impossible. I feel like the 2 and 2.0 part of the logo will just have a massive negative connotation. It's just no good. It's really not. It's no good. My build over on Sorcerer is coming online as well. I had no idea that you could do skill enchantments and shit like that back when I was playing the beta, and I was sitting here looking at people's builds. I'm like, why the fuck? How do people have this one weird explosion effect? I'm sitting there looking at their builds, looking at everything that they could do, and I had no idea why every single mob that they killed would just explode. It turns out that it's like a fireball enchantment or some shit like that. Also, the amount of people that I've had like message and ask, and I've just seen ask around in like chats and shit, the amount of people like for the first time considering trying even anything close to Diablo is pretty surprising. It shows that, you know, they're doing something right in terms of its marketing and everything for sure. You know, some people definitely feel some type of way about it because it's definitely more like new player friendly kind of thing, like somebody that's just never played one of these kinds of games before. It's definitely more straightforward. Games like these, usually once they see all the numbers and all these other like stats and shit like that, like people always feel like they're doing something wrong. One thing that I noticed is that people would rather, instead of exploring the game for themselves and like making mistakes, they don't have fun making mistakes. They would rather immediately off jump, look into a guide, best build, blah blah blah, look up all the tier lists, all that other shit, and there's really no right or wrong way to experience the games, like straight up. I've been seeing people feel some type of way about people, you know, immediately going and looking up guides and shit like that, but some people genuinely do not like feeling like they're building or doing something wrong. And sure, you can say you're not really doing anything wrong, you can build how you want, you can absolutely build worse. Another thing as well, like, especially if I'm playing with my friends or something, I don't want to be a detriment. That flinch is absurd. The cool thing is that I could probably put the focus perk on, it would help a ton.
Care package on the way.
C4, nice. Should have known. EMP Advanced UAV, EMP Advanced UAV, and there's just nothing you can do about it. Holy shit, man. These servers are a mess. I don't remember it being like this. It's the nostalgia talking, 100%. Now, even though I always credit Modern Warfare 3 with being better than Modern Warfare 2 in terms of its balance, I still blatantly ignore whatever problems were on this game. To be honest, I still can't even name them. That's how fucked up it is. I think of the worst times I've ever had in Modern Warfare history. A lot of my Modern Warfare 2 getting blown up by NoobTube type shit, hit offline, all that shit. That stuff's starting to get replaced by bad memories from Modern Warfare 2019. Like, I got a new, literally worse experience all time. There's worse and less fun Call of Duties, but there are more Call of Duties that feel more maliciously annoying. Nothing more annoying and malicious than a Modern Warfare game. They always got the most egregious, annoying shit in them. It's a talent. I spent the majority of this game EMP'd. I spawned into this game with an EMP on. That lobby was absurd. The amount of EMP spam was just disgusting. I know it's not just me. Whenever I saw an EMP clip in a montage, it's just one of the worst looking clips all time because they go and make all of the screen look so bad. So you have this montage of like a whole bunch of like very consistent clips, clear and everything, and then you just have a random EMP clip where it looks like it's downgraded in overall quality because of the fuzzy screen. Your radar, UAV, and all that shit just popping in and out. So bad looking. I mean, Activision sending out Cease and Desists is nice when, you know, they're sending it to the things that they should be sending it to. A little bit of context goes a long way. Probably gonna be cleaning up stuff for a few days, but Arclash Sorcerer, by the way. I figured it would be the most engaging way to play the game. I'm also not playing hardcore at the moment. I wanted to like play the whole story through without worrying about actually dying. You know, experience the campaign and shit with all the cutscenes and all that. Then maybe I'll do some hardcore later on there. The worst part would be me getting like halfway through the game and then dying at like level like 70 or something like that. It's getting towards the peak of everything. Then I just die and I have to start all over again. Fuck that. Although the clips out there of people dying are, I can feel the hurt and pain in my soul. Days upon days of work, and your character just gets evaporated by like just some stupid mistake, anything. Weren't paying attention, something bugged, anything. Lag. It's horrifying. It is fun to watch though, I won't lie. People are saying Vondel looks like downtown from Verdansk. I already didn't like Verdansk as a map as is. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not even trying to take shots, but I definitely do not remember. I never even took a note in my mind of the layout of downtown. I avoided this place as hard as I possibly could. The craziest part is I think I have more knowledge of the layout of this map through spectating just absolute Martians that land here consistently. Like the only time I remember people landing here consistently and it'd be worth it was the whole like Nakatomi Tower shit, which was admittedly probably some of my favorite to watch and play Warzone, to be honest with you. The Nakatomi Tower with the vault and everything was crazy. I love that shit. I remember that, and I remember the first like Halloween haunting in Verdansk or whatever, which are ironically they were probably the best moments actually. Obviously Vondel is just, it's still gonna be a different map. It's obviously not Verdansk. No 2.0 in the logo anymore. Takes more than a map to save this game. New map won't save the game. This is Resurgence, Lamau. From what I know, this whole thing is supposed to be like Resurgence, regular BR. It's supposed to be everything off. It's supposed to be larger than Ashika, but smaller than Al Mazrah. So I mean, maybe around Verdansk size. The only thing that kind of piqued my interest was the fact that the 2.0 was gone, and somehow people were like trying to correlate that to like, oh, maybe they're going back to Warzone 1 movement. It's pure hopium. It's just not, it's not happening, man. Imagine they bring back Verdansk, but like there's still no movement. It just doesn't really make sense to do all that right now. I'm sure they'll definitely go back to teasing Verdansk type of stuff on Modern Warfare 3 or something.